I have the number one wide receiver and number one quarterback.
Okay. Ready?
Can you just edit that in?
What's going on, guys? How was everybody's Thanksgiving? As we
Hey.
dive into this next episode of Our League Sucks.
Cody, are you all
It was
rested up for
good.
this episode?
All dressed up?
No, are you all rested up?
No,
Yes.
you're
Okay.
not tuckered out. But you're all also all dressed up. You're the only one wearing a collar.
But it's pop, though, so it means I'm here to have fun.
Find a new slant.
True. They're normal collars.
So, as I'm sure you guys are aware, we missed the pre-Thanksgiving episode. I went
It
to
was all Mike's
Connecticut,
fault.
and Mike decided to do Quizzo the night we were recording,
True.
and then I decided to fall asleep watching Star Wars. So here we are.
True.
And Pat drank a Red Bull.
Pat
Well,
did drink a Red
I had been up since 3.
No one can ever doubt your commitment to the craft, Pat.
Nope.
So
I gotta go though.
we're
So-
going to dive in with last week's matchups. We'll just start with my matchup against Pops. I ended up winning. Real barn burner of a game. I apparently forgot to take Julio out, and so I started Julio, who didn't play, and I still beat Pops by almost 15 points. So, it was a pretty uneventful week. I think Pops knew he was losing by like Thursday, so it didn't really matter.
I mean, the 1.4 points from Zeke couldn't really help.
Oof.
That's an absurd number for Zeke. 1.4 points.
Is Zeke done?
I hope so. What a piece of garbage he is.
Or is it just because his offensive line is hurt?
I mean, it could be that too, but his offensive line isn't like they've been around for a while. They could be done.
That's true. Well, no,
Yeah.
they're all like fucking 27. Well, Travis
No,
Frederick.
Frederick
retired.
is retired.
Yeah, I'm saying he retired.
Martin keeps getting hurt.
True. So does their left tackle,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Smith.
and I don't know
Lel
if
Collins is not a bad guy.
I think the Cowboys are garbage.
Unbiased take. Go. Unbiased, Mike.
I can't give an unbiased take about the Cowboys. I
Yeah.
refuse.
Cowboys are dead.
But how will anybody ever take us seriously if you can't give an unbiased take?
What-
They'll
what-
just have to accept that I hate the Cowboys.
They stink this year. Unbiased take. They're bad.
They're not good. Andy Dalton is not good.
I won't go that far.
Well,
I mean, two of the people Pop started this past week are already off his roster.
True. Red Rider BB gun.
that's brutal. Got to feel for Pops, but we're gonna move forward into your matchup with Mike. The Mike on Mike.
It started off really
Thriller.
well with Will Fuller going for 34. But then I mean, Kamara and Edwards-Helaire putting up duds killed me.
You know,
Kamara is useless with Taysom Hill, so that's concerning. But I'm on the outside looking in, boys, and I don't think it's necessarily hard for me to get in, but we'll see.
And just like Mike Golick, you got the short end of the stick.
yeah, I mean, it was looking great until the Bears ended up putting up like 30 garbage time points for them, and all of their touchdowns were scored by people on Mike's team.
Yeah, I mean, he got 47 points from two Bears players. Like that, come on, get out of here. That's such a joke. Like, I just watched it happen, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Allen Robinson scored the last touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Was really putting the nail in your coffin.
I mean, out of all the people, like, he had Devontae Adams, David Montgomery, and Allen Robinson in that game, and it's fucking Montgomery and Robinson that killed me. Adams puts up like 15 points.
So with the Mike victory and the Mike loss, we'll go on to Rav's team coming on hot at the end of the season in 150, taking down Nico, who put up a respectable week in a relatively
What do you put up? 85?
121.
121.
Ooh.
Nico had a decent week. I mean, he had Nick Chubb go off, and Eckler came back and caught like 11 catches. So, yeah, I mean, the Derrick Henry is getting hot at the end of the season. This is when he goes off. So it's Derrick Henry and Patty Mahomes for Brabant, and Brabant's a good team.
It's kind of scary because he's doing this with Michael Thomas doing nothing.
Yeah, and Michael Thomas is pretty much non-existent.
You gotta give it up to Nico for DK Metcalf.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought Nico made a bad pick when he took Metcalf.
What did he do? He took him like third or second.
I think it was in the early first round, mid first round, and now this guy might be the best receiver in football at this time.
Yeah, probably. Pretty damn close. We gotta wonder why Nico benched Kenyon Drake too.
Well, Kenyon Drake's been.
But
Well, the last few weeks he's been good, but he was very, very.
That's what I'm
bad.
saying. Like he had been getting better. Like he's been making the most of his timeshare.
He came off an injury.
he's
if I'm not
gonna
mistaken.
flex.
I mean, 10, 14, 22 were his last 3 weeks.
He's gonna flex CeeDee Lamb. He may as well bench that bum Fulgham on the Eagles.
Well, he started Melvin. Oh no, sorry, I was looking at someone else. He didn't start Melvin Gordon
He started Nick Chubb, Austin
and
Eckler.
Eckler.
Yeah.
And then Crowder and
May
I
I
don't
say
know if I
something?
would have started Crowder.
I don't
But,
think
I mean,
Nico
whatever.
drafted. I don't think Nico drafted DK thinking that he was going to be this.
No,
You just don't want to give that.
So
to
I'm
him.
not going to say we thought it was a bad pick and Nico outsmarted us. No, it's not happening.
I think it was just the best rookie available, and he happened to be playing on Russell Wilson's team.
I hope
Right.
I can look back at the draft and Big Mike took AJ Arcega Whiteside in front of DK in our Dynasty League also.
Oh no,
That'd
I
be
don't think I did
joyous.
that.
I bet you did it.
I mean, I almost definitely did not.
When did you draft Jalen Rager this year?
Second round.
Oh, okay.
So the next matchup, actually, we'll go to the Eric versus Lupo Powerhouse, the 100-90 game. The game everybody was, waiting.
One of these guys is a playoff team.
Yeah, maybe both if everything breaks properly.
I hope so.
Lupo is getting cold at the wrong time.
Yes, very cold.
He started Ty Johnson.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty wild to see.
Who'd
He'll
he
get
start?
he'll get DeAndre Swift back.
Yeah, but AP had 17.
Oh,
He's not.
geez.
You can't play. Well, but AP.
You won't
keep
play
up.
Adrian Peterson as the starting running back over Ty Johnson, who's not going to even.
No. That move this week was insane. He even started Deion Lewis.
I mean, he
pass
had
catcher in a
nobody
PPR
else to
league.
play.
Amari
I mean, he
Cooper.
booed. Yeah, that's actually never mind. Well, at running back, he could have played Eno Benjamin, who didn't log a snap. And yeah, I mean, obviously he should have played. You knew AP was going to get the bulk of the carries. Maybe he's tanking. Maybe he decided to call it a year. But pretty unexciting game. That moved them both to 6-6.
Both are a playoff team.
And the big matchup of the week, we had our last power rankings, 2
Second
versus
and
the
third
3.
place teams.
Pat putting up a very respectable 136, basically, falling by 20 points to Jack. Jack put up 155.5. Basically,
I started 2 quarterbacks and I got 8 points.
you
Oh, I didn't. Dude,
I started 2. Yeah, that was a shot. If we had discussed it last week, that was a shot. That was.
you couldn't not play history. It'll realistically never happen again.
It was a combination of 2 things. Deontay Johnson's game constantly getting pushed back to the point where I was not sure if they would even play it.
Mhm.
Which,
Mhm.
when it came to Sunday and they were pushing it back from Tuesday, I was like, "This is no way."
Mhm.
Like, you just got I had to take that shot. Starting quarterback, they didn't change it, and it didn't work out.
It's not
He
like you
went 1
left
for 9
anyone,
with 2 picks.
and it's not like you left anyone on
Yeah, I
your
really
bench
didn't have
who
much.
was going to beat him anyway.
Well, Denzel
It-
Mims had 8 points.
Can we
like literally, if I started,
No, I mean
Herbert
that
and
would have
Mims,
beaten Jack. Yeah, but if you would started Herbert and someone else, then maybe.
that's 14
on
points.
behalf of Pat, can we enter the Eagles corner and discuss why Miles Sanders got 6 carries?
Because Doug just forgot how to coach. I mean, listen, the Eagles are a bad football team.
That was a bad
Like
week.
Carson Wentz has just forgotten how to play football entirely. It's nuts. It's I don't know what it is, but like, is it? I mean, so Ruben, one of the guys, the Eagles beat writers, put out an article today, like basically said, like, is this like the fastest decline that you've had? The headline was, is this the fastest quarterback decline ever? And it might be. I mean, look at Carson Wentz was really good last year.
He was going to be MVP that year.
And he was going to win MVP the year he got hurt, the year we won the Super Bowl. It's nuts what's going on. And, you know, people say it's Frank Reich. I personally think it's losing John DeFilippo really hurt him. But there's no words to describe what's going on with the Eagles because it's so bizarre how they're this bad. I mean, in the defense, but the defense isn't the worst part of the team.
It's the offensive line.
The offense, I mean, Jason Peters should not be on a football field anymore.
Well, they have
nobody else. Genuinely think.
Yeah, no, they do. They do. They have Mailata, and then they can start Herbig, who hasn't been that bad either. They absolutely have people they could play over Jason Peters, but Doug just doesn't do it. Doug is by far Howie Roseman's the biggest problem for the Eagles, and then Doug is right up there. There's a lot of problems with the Eagles right now, and it's not limited to quarterback play by any means.
Yes. It's bad drafting. When you need wide receivers, you wait on wide receivers.
It's bad drafting. It's bad roster management, free agency signings. I mean, how do you go into a year with no starting linebackers? In what world is Nate Gary a starting linebacker, middle linebacker, captain of the defense in this NFL? He's not. He's a fucking bum. Now this kid Alex Singleton stepped up and played really well, but he was another practice squad guy. Like we're just getting lucky that he's playing this well. The Eagles are a fucking mess. And then, I mean, we're going into Lambeau this week against a really bad run defense. Miles Sanders should get at least 20 carries. He is going to get maybe 10 carries.
I let me step on my Eagles pedestal for a second. I think the absolute worst part of watching that game is the Seahawks are the historic worst passing defense in the history of the NFL. And we couldn't get a single thing going. It hurt.
It's horrible.
But let's go on.
They're not rolling Carson out of the pocket at all.
Like, you guys want me to make you feel better?
I mean,
I'll step up to my pedestal real quick.
Yeah, let's go from one disappointment to the other.
Yeah,
Pat's team.
My head coach just came out and said he ruined Sam Darnold. So at least you got that to look at.
Yeah.
He's gone, so they won't fire Doug Peterson for like 3 more years.
No, Doug shouldn't get fired. I think Howie needs to go before Doug Peterson.
I don't know, man.
That's tough.
We could talk about this.
Start mixing matching GMs and head coaches, and that doesn't work. I can tell you that firsthand. Does not work.
Well, they need to bring a football guy in to help Howie then.
Like Joe Douglas?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they need to replace Joe Douglas. They didn't replace Joe Douglas. They just made Howie a Joe Douglas combo. Come on, Iowa. Jesus fuck.
Back to my matchup.
I can't say anything else about the Eagles. Like I just said everything. They have a lot of problems, and it goes way further than quarterback play.
Which is also bad.
Which is horrible.
So let's get back to our league.
I want to bring this up. Jack's team is very good. I think Jack's team is very good. Tough to really buy into his team if his third highest scorer is the kicker.
Yeah, I mean, he got 21 points from Young Ho Koo or Young Wake Q. I don't know, man. His team's really fucking good, though. That's what sucks.
Okay, now that we have finished our matchups for the previous week, let's get straight into power ranking. Coming out the gate, limping, crawling, barely a team in this league at this point. We got Pop's team. Earned 2 last place votes, 1 second to last place vote with 4 total points.
We gave him second to last. Was it me?
No,
Did I
I
forget?
believe Big Mike gave Pop second to last.
Oh, because he doesn't like Nico.
But
It's okay. Mike hates basketball.
this season's a wrap for Pops. He's got to be looking forward. I don't know what else we can really expand upon his team. Coming in very slightly above, limping
Getting 1.4 points from Zeke was awesome.
limping a little less to the finish line. We got Nico. Nico's like he's limping to the finish line this season. Stars seasons are looking brighter with the 2 stud running backs though. But Nico
So
got
yeah, let me like a question about Nico's team is like, would he, if Nick Chubb and Eckler don't go down, he's not in this position for sure.
no.
He probably sits in that middle pack of 6.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I'm not saying he'd be great by any means, but he'd be up there.
Yeah. Yes, I concur.
Okay, thank you.
Now we're kind of getting into the playoff territory. In 8th spot, we got Eric's team.
Love it. I love that we're in playoff territory at fucking 8th place.
It was sitting at 10 points. A lot of these teams are pretty close, obviously, based on records. But Eric's team is cooling off at a bad time.
His team just doesn't scare me. Like just looking at his roster, I'm like, okay. Like there's Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers will get hurt his, but anyone else on the roster is completely capable of throwing up a severe dud.
Did AB do anything this past week?
Who?
Antonio Brown?
No.
Not. I don't think so. I mean, he's getting a lot of looks though. Like, but I don't think he's doing anything with them. I know Evans
nothing.
and Godwin had the touchdowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
He only got 3 targets this last week after getting 13 the week before. That's just a hard offense to trust anything in.
Yeah,
I was right.
exactly.
Yeah, Mike Evans had 2 touchdowns last week.
2 catches.
50 yards. 3 for 9. God,
Oh, yeah, no,
all he does is just he catches touchdowns and literally almost does nothing else.
Yeah, I mean Brady loves him in the red zone, but Brady's also starting to find Gronk a lot more.
Gronk honestly looks more agile than Mike Evans out there too, which is weird.
Dude,
Mike Evans had that hamstring issue like all year.
Gronk just
It's
needed to
definitely
get
still
back
there.
up to game speed, and he's like almost back to normal. It's crazy. He's just a beast.
Okay, and coming in 1 spot above Eric, 2 points ahead of him. We got your team, Big Mike.
You guys can go. My team sucks.
Very disappointing week after a huge week from Will Fuller. And Will Fuller is hurt. We'll kind of get more into the team in
No,
depth.
Will Fuller was suspended for PEDs.
Some could say that's also hurt.
Isn't Brian Cushing their fucking athletic trainer?
Yeah.
Or like one of their strength and conditioning coaches?
Mhm.
Amazing.
Go fucking figure.
And
What a
they had
scumbag. What a scumbag.
They had a second guy test positive, right?
Yeah, defender though. But yeah.
Oh, it was Bradley
Corner, I
Roby?
think.
Yeah, it was still
Yeah.
a name. Like he was still one of their starters.
Yeah, I
He's
think
their
it
like
was
starting
Bradley
corner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was Roby.
I mean, the big question is like,
slander.
as a previous Will Fuller owner, the man
No
was
longer Will Fuller owner.
always injured. He
He's
hasn't
not
been
hurt right now. This was his first season where he was healthy.
Yeah,
I
and he
wonder
just
why.
popped for steroids.
Yeah, I mean, there is a reason, I guess.
So you got to wonder if next year does he return back to being injured?
No, I don't think so. But I also don't know if he'll be with Houston. I don't think he'll be with Houston.
We'll see. I imagine steroids knock him down a little bit in the money department.
Oh no, someone's gonna grab him. He's only suspended for 1 game next year, and everyone has seen what he can do on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get hurt.
I mean,
Without
you're just bitter.
PEDs.
You're clearly just bitter because he hasn't got hurt this year. He's played all year.
Yeah, because he's taking steroids to recover.
You're wrong.
Oh boy.
I think that's wishful thinking on your behalf.
Cody, whatever helps you sleep at night.
So moving forward, coming in at 6th place, I think you could say it's the coldest team in the league besides Pops. That's
Lupo.
Lupo's team. 3 points above you. Not as unexciting as Eric's team, but just a little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if Lupo misses the playoffs, it'll be one of the most
Collapse.
serious collapses in fantasy football that I've ever seen.
Yeah, he beat me, and then he's just gone downhill ever since. I love it.
Coming
Did you
in,
curse him, Pat? I know you're a warlock.
Yeah.
he's a Wiccan. Thank you very much.
I study
Oh.
Wiccan.
Sorry. Have you guys found Witch Talk yet on TikTok?
Oh God, no.
It's something else.
I don't use that communist website.
CCCP.
Speaking of communists, coming in at 5th, we got
Nico?
Brav's team.
Oh,
Now, Brav's more of a, I don't know, Brav is Brav.
National Socialist.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just call Brav a communist?
Yes.
Yeah. And Brav is a good team, man. Brav is a pretty strong team.
He's very good. No, I looked at your team again.
Brav just has a good team. I thought Brav's team was going to be good all year, and then he got cursed. He pissed off some voodoo master, and he's just coming out of it.
Yeah.
This is just, it's going to be an interesting week.
I mean, this is right around the time of the year last year where Derrick Henry turned it on to literally win people a league after being just
Iowa
above
covered.
average.
Let's go.
And Michael Thomas still not doing anything. Like at
All
some
right.
point, he's got to pop off.
I didn't say it when we were talking about my team. Fuck Taysom Hill.
Why?
I hate him. He is ruining the Saints' fantasy value across the board.
Because all he does is rush.
He's a
and
joke.
touchdowns?
He's a joke. He's a tight end playing quarterback. He's a joke.
Back in. Coming in at 4th, we have my team sitting 2 points above Brav at 20. Very unscary team, but scary at the same time. I don't know.
I mean, your receivers are filthy. Like
Yes.
we talk about it every week, but every week that I have to bring up your roster, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And then you also have everybody's number 2 running back.
I was looking at my team earlier today, and I'm like, I genuinely don't know who I'm gonna keep because all I have is a bunch of backups right now.
Yeah.
Outside, I have like 10 receivers and then nothing. But we'll get more into my team a little more. How nervous I am coming up next week's matchups. But I think this is where the separation between the teams in the league come, and that's Pat's team in 3rd place. And at 24 points, 4 points clear of me, and 14.
Pat has 0.34. Pat has 0.36 points more than me. That's crazy.
Oh, for just score?
Yeah,
I mean,
for overall.
What does it say about my team or your team?
My team just is too streaky. Your team's consistent.
Okay, I like that.
I think Pat's firmly the third best team in the league right now. With the potential to win.
I think I'm maybe the least consistent, meaning player-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get huge weeks out of guys, but it's just across the board. Just not everybody is.
But you usually get at least 1 or 2 huge weeks a week from like 3 different guys on your roster.
Correct. I mean, I just got I got the biggest quarter. I'm so mad that they doubled him up. I really thought he was going to
just go off for like 400 yards.
Just get not even just another hundo, and maybe another TD.
I mean, then you had Antonio Gibson just rack up a bunch against the Cowboys too.
He's good.
He's good. He's very good.
Yeah.
See, and like when we talked about Nico picking DK and going, I don't really think he knew what DK was going to be. I knew what Antonio.
No, a lot. Yeah, you called Antonio Gibson early to me.
Very happy about that.
So,
see, this is what's so like. I could be right there with. I have the number 1 QB. I have the number 1 wide receiver. I have the number 5 running back. The number 6 running back. What's Miles Sanders? 29. He missed a bunch of weeks. I could easily just fucking. I'll take this whole thing. Y'all better be ready.
I mean, you can. I mean, you would have beat every other team in the league last week.
I know. I hate when that happens. I hate
that
shit.
If Tyreek Hill didn't have, if he just had his normal average, I think you would have lost most. But
Probably.
that's the game you're playing with.
Not much you can do with fucking Miles Sanders and starting a practice squad wide receiver who's playing quarterback.
We've been over this, Pat. You couldn't not be a part of history.
I had to. I know I got it.
And let's
what a mess that was.
Let's perfectly transition into another little piece of our podcast history. This will be the first week that this person comes in number 2 in the ranking out of number 1, and that's Mike. Mike's team is now sitting number 2, a point behind Jack, but only got 1 first place vote in the coaches.
Mike's team's getting cold. You win on the back of Chicago Bears offensive players.
That's not a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Great, man.
This is what, two out of the last 3 weeks he should have lost and ended up winning. Which, I mean, you get lucky time and time again. Is it really luck? But still, if you're betting on 50 points from Allen Robinson and
you're not going to get it.
Whatever his name is, with
David Montgomery,
with Mitch Trubisky throwing the football out there. Sheesh.
Yeah, you can't rely on that at all.
I mean, he still had a good week though, and
it's that time of year. I know this firsthand. It's that time of year. Dalvin Cook playing maybe a third of the game and then going out with an injury,
and then coming back in, then going back out. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So that's James Conner. James Conner does that in like the first 6 weeks, 10 weeks. Then Dalvin Cook does it the rest of the way. It's nice.
He's got to be getting nervous because it looked like he was gonna win the league, like walk off and win the league, and now it's getting shaky. A lot shaky. And I think you definitely got to attribute that to also how good the number 1 team in the ranking, Jack, looked.
And Russell Wilson hasn't been too great. It's not looking good. Mike's winning these games, but it's not looking too good how he's winning these games.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he beat me by 15 points, but that was a winnable matchup.
He bought in. I'll save it for the next week's matchups, but Mike bought in.
So let's go on and talk about Jack a little bit.
To what?
Jarvis Landry.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I just saw that.
He's going to do it.
We'll talk about that in matchups.
I know. Well, Mike asked me.
But Jack just continues. I've been saying it for a while now. I think Jack has the best team in the league just based off of pure ability to be consistent every week. He's scored less than 120 one week. And I believe that week he would have beat every other team in the league with his scores. It was that week when everybody scored 87 points for some reason.
He's probably going to lose this week.
You're going to have to score high to beat Jack.
Yes.
Oh, I'm feeling too hot about it. But so that wraps up our rankings. We will get into our player matchups, or our next week matchups. But before that, I'm going to just run it down again. In first place, we got Jack's team. Second place, Mike DeCoste. Third, we got Pat. Fourth is my team. Fifth, we got Brav. Sixth, Lupo. Seventh, Big Mike. Eighth, Eric. Ninth, Nico. And in 10th place, we got the man of the hour, Pops. Sitting in 10th place in our rankings, the one and only Pops is here to join us for next week's matchup. How's it going, man?
How we doing? Thanks for having me. I'm honored to be a guest.
We were
10 on the rankings. 10 on the rankings, it is what it is. I've had a tough season. My whole team is just injured. I made, arguably, still haunting me to this day, one of the worst trades of all time.
was
Oh,
that?
Devontae Adams has just been going off every time he gets a touchdown. I die a little bit inside. It's
What'd you trade
the
him
worst
for?
thing ever. Like,
Yeah, what was verbatim what you traded him for?
so it was Devontae Adams for Chark, OBJ, and a 6th-round pick. And
AKA Dev.
first play with OBJ tears his ACL.
Dude, that was one of the worst beats of all time, man.
Like on paper, like what I was going for is
Made sense.
I think OBJ is going to get out of Cleveland. I think that's going to be good for him. I'm hoping the Jags get first pick, get Trevor Lawrence, DJ Chark could be really good with a good quarterback.
You'll
But
be fine with Justin Fields too.
yeah, but it just didn't go my way this year. That's for damn sure. So I just went full tank after that. And Phelan's finally playing all right, so it'll be a good piece next year. But I think I have a solid base. I need definitely. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to be the best back end out of that class. Personally, a little biased.
Yeah, and one thing we've said about your team too, or at least like, is you got screwed by the Dak Prescott injury almost more than anything too.
Yeah,
because with Dak, Dak was just tearing it up, but you also lost Zeke when you lost Dak.
Zeke's had one okay game since Dak's been out.
Yeah, you got crushed by one injury. So I've always said like your team. Like when you get an early pick next year, your team is going to be, I think, a contender right away or close to it.
It all like Dak, because that injury is tough. Like saw it with Gordon, like with basketball, Gordon Hayward, he never looked the same. But like, hopefully with a lot, he'll be all right. Play the same way because he was going. My team was rolling with him. Like him and Zeke were just carrying my.
Yeah,
It's like
is that where you got
60 points a week.
What's
you
up?
You were 3-0, right? Going into that.
No, I think I was 2-1. I think I lost my second week, but I had like the most points at one point.
Yeah,
and then everything just fell after that. Just
you did lose to me.
What's up?
I figured once he said, "Oh yeah, you did lose."
Yeah, you lost.
I knew he was going to say himself.
You lost to me on the back of a 40-point game from Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but that just goes to show Dak was still tearing it up, no matter what.
Oh, Dak was on. What was he? He was on pace for like 7,000 yards.
Yeah, it was a lot, and he was just doing whatever he wanted out there. It was kind of scary. I hated watching it.
Yeah, and that just opened Zeke up, just because.
Yeah, they had to respect every part of the game.
I was getting like 60 to 70 points just out of them two.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully that will go back to the same, but.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, and let's just go straight into next week's matchups. And we're actually going to start with your matchup. You're sitting at 3-9. You're going against Mike DeCoste 9-3 team. You have a chance to knock Mike out of the 1 seed, and you also have a chance to knock yourself out of the first pick.
Yeah, I really got to lose this matchup.
I mean, I don't think you're gonna have to try too hard to do that.
No, I mean, my team's like Baltimore Ravens with COVID right now too. I mean,
riddled.
It's not a good year for me. It is just all around everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Yeah,
but,
it's amazing.
Yeah, Mike's probably gonna. I might reach 80 points. That's the goal.
Now you know exactly what's going to happen.
But
yeah,
you're going to get 60 points from Zeke out of absolutely nowhere and win and lose the first overall pick. After he just boned you for 6 straight weeks, he's going to come back and bone you one last time before next season.
I'm just going to have the best week ever.
Mike is starting Jarvis Landry, so.
Do you think he's starting him just because he thinks it's the safest victory of all time?
No, I think he's starting him because we got into his head.
And 1 week that Jarvis Landry has 26 points on his bench.
Yeah, that's all. That's all he needed to push him over the edge.
Release this Sunday at like 1:10. Wait, what time is it? Yeah, he plays at 1 o'clock.
Actually, I genuinely may have to do that.
Landry slander.
But so we're gonna go around and each give a pick on who we think is gonna win this matchup. This matchup doesn't have much playoff implications outside of potentially knocking Mike off of the 1st seed.
Correct.
But he'll still get a bye anyway.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Then he has to run into Pat's buzzsaw potentially. instead of running into like Eric Lupo. But I think Mike's gonna win this game. Mike,
Yeah, Mike. For
Pat,
sure.
Yeah, Mike. I mean,
Pops.
I'm gonna pick myself. I just want to see what picture you use for me. So I'm gonna
Good enough.
You didn't want it to be unanimous.
No, yeah, I got it. Still got to back the squad.
Our next matchup, we are going to do Eric sitting at 6-6, playing Nico's team.
oof.
Nico's sitting at 3-9, out of the playoffs.
Really, need Nico in a bad way this week.
Yeah, me too.
I think Nico's gonna.
Yeah, Pops, that's true. You do want Nico.
Yeah.
Nico finally got his running back stack back,
Yep.
and
Derek Carr plays the Jets.
I mean, hopefully Nico knows to bench Travis Fulgham at this point, which is unfortunate. But I guess there's no one else he could really play over him.
Mike, I was high on Fulgrim too.
So was I, man. Listen. He's a product. He's a product of the Eagles just not knowing what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
He's way better than Alshon, but he's not getting played. It's nuts.
I think I'm gonna cut in right here where the episode where you said that wins won't look away from him when Alshon gets back, and that Fulgham will still be the number one receiver.
Couldn't have been more wrong.
Hey Cody, can you do a animation?
Well,
where
actually,
it's
no,
it's
because
a
I'm not.
stamp on Mike as he freezes.
Wait, actually,
Wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm
Yeah,
not
you are.
wrong.
He has.
No, I'm
looked away
not.
from him.
No, he hasn't. Doug's been playing Alshon more than him. Carson hasn't targeted Alshon more than 3 times, I don't think, in the past 2 games.
Wow, you're really gonna argue this point?
Yeah, I'm arguing this
He's not
point.
gonna play. He's not even playing.
We've already done the Eagles corner. Let's talk about this matchup a little bit more.
Fucking arguing that point. I'm right.
He's not even playing. It doesn't count.
Oh, I just want to say too, that trade Eric made for Aaron Rodgers was the worst thing ever. Trading a first rounder for
Horrible. Horrible.
I still think you have to look at what it was at the time. Eric thought he was a true contender, and he was going to get guaranteed safety 20-plus points.
First round pick in a dynasty league is pretty valuable. Like second, third,
huge. It's huge.
Like,
I also have to say winning a championship, pretty valuable.
but
Just one guy's opinion, that's 1-2 of them.
yeah, no, but you also got to be realistic, and he never had the squad to do it, and Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to put him over the hump, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
losing Kittle hurt too, but it's
Yeah.
not like a team like you, Pops, where you lost a ton of people. Eric's lost like Kittle, but his team just wasn't going to win him a championship.
Yeah.
He had a lot of good like third pieces. Everybody's like a wide receiver 3 or a fucking. Well, Aaron Jones is his.
I mean, he lost Jones
But
and Mostert for a
player.
long time.
Aaron Jones is the only sure number 1 he has. Like,
Well, Mostert's there.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Mostert gets hurt. You want to talk about injuries like we did with Will Fuller, but Mostert's never healthy.
We haven't
Yeah.
finished our Will Fuller
And
talks for
Jonathan
the night
Taylor
yet.
was just a
Yeah,
San Fran's one of those teams, like, they'll use any running back any week, and they'll get 100 yards.
Exactly.
I do think Eric ends up pulling this victory out, though.
I don't.
I think Nico.
I think Nico wins. I
I
really
take
do.
Nico.
So Nico.
I'm going to take Nico, too.
Wow. That would essentially kick Eric out of the playoffs unless everything falls the right way.
If that happens and I beat Lupo, I'd be in too, which is nice.
Yeah.
Then the next matchup, we got my team sitting at 6-6 against Jack at 9-3. This is a huge matchup for me. I pretty much everything needs to hit right to beat Jack's team.
Yeah, and it already has with having half his team on the bye.
Oh, but what I was saying we're going to talk about when we get to matchups is Julio didn't practice today, and he's looking doubtful. And A.J. Brown didn't practice after practice.
I think A.J. Brown will play, though. He's been dealing with something all season.
Yeah. He does this almost the last few
Yeah.
years.
The game last week.
Dude, that touchdown he scored was unreal.
he is something special.
I mean, dude, it's one of those things people don't talk about is like that picture of DK from before the draft where he looks like just like he was like sculpted. The guy right next to him is just as big, and it's fucking AJ Brown.
I know.
I mean,
He's
AJ Brown
a
was
tank.
touted as the better receiver too, like as a all-around product of a player
Mhm.
than DK at the time too.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest. DK really is like AJ Brown catches like fucking a 5-yard out and runs over 17 people and fucking gets in the end zone. A lot
AJ
of
Brown,
DK,
I
a lot
think-
of DK is 85 yards, fucking bomb, and
yeah, him just outrunning people.
Yeah.
Like I think that AJ Brown's probably a better yak guy,
Hmm.
but DK is just a stronger go up and get it on the deep ball kind of guy.
DK had that one catch the other day that it was on the a third down where he just took the ball out of our corner's hands, like over
Yeah.
top of him.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. That wasn't fun.
Brown reminds me of like Julio, like not as good right now, but like kind of the play
Mhm.
style, like a big guy that just catches and just goes off. Like there's not too many of those guys that are that elite at doing
Yeah.
the big, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean DK is a special talent.
But this again is a matchup that if I win, I believe I secure a playoff spot. But if I lose, I believe I'm out also. And again, I can knock Jack from the one, potentially knock him from the 1 seed too. Got to bet on the boys. I think I'm gonna pull off a victory.
There's a chance. I mean, you could lose and still get in. Nobody. Yeah, there's no 6-6 team playing against each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's all like I'm playing Bravin.
It makes it that much more interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
technically, like if you want to talk about teams that are fighting for a spot, I am playing Lupo, but that's like the only matchup where
We'll get to
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
matchup because we'll get to it. But I think my team will pull off the victory. Mike,
I like Jack's team. I think is still very good, but I think the buys catch up with him this week. I think you win.
Yes, I think Cody wins. I mean, Mike Evans won't be able to catch touchdowns on the bye. And
we're not sure about that one yet.
Yeah, I got Cody in this one too. Just too many buys, and I don't trust any Colts running back.
Unanimous for Cody.
Jonathan Taylor is the
I hate it.
number 20 running back on the season.
Yeah, but they all have one random
back
week
too.
go off. Wilkins had like a 20-point game like 3 weeks ago out of nowhere, or 4 weeks.
Same with Hines. Like it's just so weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense at all either. Like nobody, they'll not touch a ball for like 4 straight weeks, and then
That's amazing.
Reich's like, here's 18 carries and 10 catches.
Who is Jordan Wilkins? Because Naheem
Ops.
Hines is the number 13 running back on the season.
I think off of 2 weeks too.
Almost definitely.
I think Eric has Wilkins, doesn't he?
No, I just dropped. I think he's a free agent. I just dropped him.
Oh, it was you who had him last week?
Yeah, I put him last week in a pinch.
I feel like you've been in a pinch a lot this year, Pops.
Yeah, I've been in a pinch since like week 4.
Oh, man.
Okay, our next matchup we're gonna go with Pat's team sitting at 7-5 versus Brav at 6-6. Pat's, I'm pretty sure, locked into the 3 seed no matter what happens. He can win or lose, and we'll be in the same spot. Brav, on the other hand, needs this victory, and we already talked about how his team's actually starting to crank it up and get hot, but this is a big week to show that he has a mark as a real playoff team, and he loses and Mike wins, he's out. So it's such an interesting week in a dynasty. Right now, Brav is
It's a
projected
tough one
to
to
win.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I really like Bravin's team, to be honest with you, especially like next year when he gets healthy with Saquon back. Like,
I don't think Saquon's that good, but okay.
I'm a believer in him. I think he's really good, but he hasn't
I
really.
hope he isn't.
I mean, Michael Thomas has barely played this year, but it seems like he's finally back on track. His team's getting hot at the right time, that's for sure. People are getting healthy, but he doesn't. His wide receiver depth doesn't look great, other than like his starters, you know. So
He
I
should
mean-
have traded
Oh.
for DJ Chark and OBJ.
he should have.
This all hangs. My matchup really hangs on if Josh Jacobs plays against the Jets.
Yeah, because you didn't get Booker, did you?
No, but if Booker's been picked up for a few weeks now. Oh no, he just got picked up.
I picked him
I
up
think
today
so.
for
That's
free.
what it is.
But
Yo, Pat, how'd you lose with Tyreek Hill last week?
Kyler Murray put up 8 points.
we talked about this, but Pat started
Yeah.
2 quarterbacks.
I started 2 quarterbacks and I combined 8 points.
Yeah, this
That's
guy wants a
brutal,
2
man.
quarterback
It's
league.
brutal. I mean, it was the right move. Brutal.
You can't win with Kyler this year, huh? It seems like whenever you set him, he goes off.
Yeah. I mean, he went off when I put him back in. I mean, Justin Herbert didn't do
I mean, you have
much
2
either.
young, really good quarterbacks. It's a good problem to have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not a bad situation.
I think this is going to come down to just a couple players, really.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly going to come down to the wide receiver cores for each team. Whoever can get more from their receivers, I think, winning the matchup.
Mhm.
I don't like Bravin's odds with him flexing Eric Ebron. It just seems super weird to me.
Great. You say that now Eric Ebron's going to have like a fucking massive game.
He's gonna
Oh,
do that.
Starting to get
Okay.
pretty comfortable with Big Ben.
Did you see that stat about Big Ben during the game? He's throwing the ball in like 2 seconds this year when his normal has been like 6 seconds every other year. He's just getting the ball out as fast as possible this year.
Yeah, I saw that. That's insane.
Yeah, he just throws it to everybody not named Juju Smith-Schuster.
I mean, except for Juju having like 6 catches and a touchdown this week, but that's fine.
Mike, you regret not trading Juju for that trade earlier in the year, or what?
Not even close.
My first round pick's looking juicy right now, though.
Oh, I forgot the first was involved. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, I'm happy with Juju.
Mike's gonna die with Juju by his
Hey,
side, no
Cody,
matter what
Yeah,
happens.
pretty
can you-
much.
Can you cut in probably from the last episode, Mike being super down on Juju?
Yeah, but I never gave up on him.
Well, you can't. What are you gonna give up on a number 1 wide receiver who's probably going to be the number 1 on a different team?
Yeah, so
Can't give
he
up
had a
on
bad
that.
week, but he's still a good player. I've never been down on Juju.
But
And
I said no. I've said I've been concerned about him.
we'll get to your team in a second, Mike. Let's wrap this up with Pat and Brav. I think Bravin's gonna win this one.
I'm taking Pat.
I'm going to take myself.
I'm
I
going to
don't
go
want
Brad.
to. Nice, I like this. It's a toss-up.
And in the last matchup of the week, last matchup of probably the most interesting fantasy football week I think I've ever actually seen, dynasty or not dynasty. We have Big Mike's team sitting at 5-7, playing Lupo at 6-6.
This is the most important, probably the most important matchup this week, and it is probably literally the worst matchup of this
Pretty
week.
close to it. Yeah,
It is.
it is not good. It is a
It's gonna be
bad matchup.
It's going to be like a 75-74 for the playoffs matchup.
Jeez.
I mean,
I
I don't
love it.
know who. Lupo,
I love it.
I don't know who Lupo plays at the second running
This
back
is
spot.
an AFC North fucking week 17
Grudge
winner
match
gets
right
in.
here.
Yeah. It's just
All defense.
yeah, it's all it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I need Josh Allen to give me like a 30-point game. I need Juju to go off.
I could see Clyde
Kamar-
have a good game against Denver too.
He's sick right now. He's up in the air.
Who's sick?
I don't know what receivers
Clyde.
I'm gonna start,
Oh,
Clyde
fuck.
sat out with illness this week today.
Mhm.
and I don't know if I should start Gurley. I have so
Oh,
many question
this
marks
is-
on my roster right now.
Oh God. You know, looking at it matchup wise and like rankings wise and everything, this looked a lot more appealing. And you couldn't be more right, Pat. This matchup is just awful.
Yeah, is there a reason you saved it for last?
It has so many playoff implications.
Yeah.
It's such
You-
a shitty matchup.
I think if you win and you're in, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Unless
no,
certain things
I
break.
jump Lupo. I need some other stuff to happen too. But like, if I beat Lupo, then I'm most likely in. Yeah.
Let me just do.
Lupo
some
really needs
quick
James
looks.
Conner to play, but he hasn't even been playing well when he's been on the field. So
I mean, you have to win and outscore whoever else loses. If any of the other 6-6 teams lose,
And I mean, it's
I mean, which you're more than likely going to outscore. Like, if Cody loses, you're in.
you just need
Yeah.
one of them to lose, basically, and you're in.
Unless
Both
like
two of
Cody
them.
loses 200 to like 210.
Yeah, I mean,
Then-
that's some crazy score.
Yeah,
I think that would be hilarious. Just a
that would be hilarious.
stamp of
That
approval
would
for
be
Mike's
nuts.
season.
That happened last year in a league for me. Dalvin Cook
Yeah.
left in like the middle of the game, and the dude lost on points for.
I can't pick Lupo's team in confidence to win this, but then I look at Mike's team, and I really can't pick Mike's team to win this in confidence.
You think they tie?
That would be
that'd
amazing.
be electric. I need a tie.
That would be some shit, man.
Have
My-
we ever tied in this league?
No, it'd
I want to
be
say there was a close one.
I've been in like a 0.3 before. I'm pretty sure, like real tight.
I think in one of the weeks when I was doing write-ups, you and Mike DeCoste had the same exact points for and points against the decimal.
Yeah, I think you guys did too. I remember that,
That's wild.
but I don't think we've ever had a tie in the league. No.
I don't know.
Gotta pick one, Cody.
I gotta pick Lupo's team.
Okay, well, I'm taking myself.
I'm gonna take Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Mike too, just because the wide receivers. I like him a little bit more than Lupo's.
I just like Mike more than Lupo.
Let me give my rationale real quick. Just
You
because
like Lupo more than Mike.
no, because DeAndre Swift is gonna rip Mike's heart out in front of Mike.
Dude, I mean, if that happens, it like that would be just so perfect.
He's gonna score 30, and Clyde's gonna score 6.
But shout
And
out
it's
to
gonna
St.
be
Joe's
a
Prep,
difference.
back state champions. Number 3 team overall in the country, should be number 2 or number 1.
Did you
The state championship 62-13. It wasn't even close.
It's a big week, fellas. Smoke him if you got him.
So as is tradition in the podcast with our guest pops, I'm sure you're well aware, every guest is afforded the ability to get one takeoff on every single team. And I'm going to start you off. What's your best take on Nico's team?
It really sucked. It was not good, but with his running backs coming back, it's a little bit better. So I hope he gets the win this week. But overall, probably going to be in the bottom again next year. That's about it.
You're getting close to Mike territory, man. Yeah, I'm good at
This team.
We need this is like a lightning round. One
Yeah.
take about each team. Just go.
Heart,
One time.
emotion.
Okay, then
These teams stink.
the next team for you to get a takeoff on is Eric's team.
Very average.
Big Mike's team.
Decent.
Now you can say a full sentence.
Dude, now I'm worried.
Hey, Pops, don't worry. Tens of people are watching.
I know. Yo. All the 10 viewers. That was tough. All right.
All right, but you're doing better than Mike, so
I
I don't even think Mike made it through one team.
didn't think this was going to be so tough.
I even warned you. I said you get one take about each team at the end.
I thought my first one was great, but I guess I was just too long on it, so I just got nervous after that.
You kind of said his running backs are getting healthy. I like his running backs because they're getting healthy and they're good next year. I like
I'm
his
not a
team.
podcast expert like you guys. I'm sorry.
It's all right,
No.
man. We're all a work in progress.
Just think like one compound sentence on each team.
Gotcha.
Or you can just say one word. I don't really care. That's kind of hilarious.
We'll see
too.
where. We'll see.
I
Okay.
did like the one words were just sucks, garbage, decent.
So
I do think I find the humor in bringing a whole guest on for him to literally just say one whole word about a team.
I know, man.
It's way funnier.
Just keep the one word going.
Like
Do it. I would
even if
love
you
it.
just-
Yeah.
If you cut the rest of everything Pops said, like this whole time, and just keep one word each time, that's just in and of itself.
Oh man.
I'll just do one word the whole time if you guys need.
no, do whatever you want. Just don't
Yeah.
make it
No
a
pressure.
paragraph.
All the pressure.
One take. One take is all it takes. Ready?
Yep.
Next team we got up is Lupo's team.
It's really just the most average team in the world, painfully average.
Yeah, we've been saying that for weeks. Brav's team.
Getting hot at the right time.
My team.
Terrible running backs, great pass catchers.
Pat's team.
I thought it was very overrated at the start, but starting to look pretty good.
Mike
Whatever,
DeCoste
bro.
team.
I think he's going to win it all this year. He's got Devontae Adams gifted to him by me.
We'll give you a little sneak peek. The new number one team in the rankings. What's your take on Jack's team?
Wow. I don't think he's number one. I'll just leave it at that, I guess.
Lastly, this can be longer than a little take. Let's hear a little more about your team. What's going on with them?
I'm going to start with 2021 champs. We're going to come back healthy and COVID-free year. We're just going to – J.K. Dobbins is going to be the future of the NFL. Great running back. He's just – Mark Ingram's just got to either retire, get out of there, and he's going to go off and lead my team into victory.
You hear that, Mike Ingham? If you're watching, fuck off.
Great guy,
Pops.
but he's just getting
Gotcha,
old.
Pops.
He's getting old.
He's like 26.
I think he's actually like 27, isn't he?
No, I think he's 30.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's been in the league a while, man.
I guess he was what,
This is gonna
2000
be a
and,
fun one. I love doing this
2009
one.
national champion?
I love guessing how old the football player is.
I'm saying
I know.
29.
30 is my final guess.
Not fair. Pop says every Baltimore Ravens date of birth member.
Does somebody have him on a team?
I may
Why
have
don't you
him.
just
I'm getting there.
I'm looking for a Frank Gore
Oh,
on my
wow.
team.
Yeah, 30.
He was the
Almost a
2009
decade.
national champion. Okay, but I agree. I love J.K. Dobbins. I think he's a stud. He could be very good. Oh. I have one question.
Yeah,
Why does Lamar Jackson suck?
he does not stink. All right.
Should I read his stats?
Yeah. Can I also tell you this before you read me the stats?
They're wrong.
We've had a left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, go down, who's arguably a top 5 left tackle in the league. Nick Boyle, who just also went down. He's not the greatest like pass catching tight end, but he's statistically one of the the best blocking tight ends in the league. Hollywood Brown is also not helping out. He has not had the year that he did last year, but
Well,
the
that's
line
because
going down.
Jackson's not getting him the ball.
Marshall Yonda leaving really hurt us too. Like our line just wasn't what it was last year. That is a big factor. But Ronnie Stanley going down, I think, is the biggest thing. But he does not stink. He's a great player. He's gonna show up.
Do you know how many games under 200 passing yards he has this season?
I think I have a ballpark guess, but I don't really want to say it.
13.
6.
I was gonna. Good thing I didn't guess. I was gonna be over than that, but
well,
he rushes for close to like 70 yards that game, so it makes up for it. It's all right.
Well, he used to do that.
Yeah, he's rushed for over 70
I think
yards
the saddest
twice.
part about the Ronnie Stanley shit too was that he got hurt like right after he signed, right?
Dude, we just paid him so much money. Too.
Yeah, that's a shame. Hate to see that.
For the
I know.
Ravens. That's a shame for them. Get
Great.
that bag, boy.
Yeah, he did get paid.
I think Lamar will be fine. I might be biased too. I'm definitely biased too.
Like I really trust me. Like he's not playing like that well this year. It hurts to see, but like I still have so much faith in him. Like he's the
I
MVP.
don't think
Yeah, I think you should. You should. He's your franchise quarterback.
Still, like, he's had so many like great games too. Like people just look at the stat line. Like when you watch every game, you see every play. You're like, all right, like there's some running quarterbacks, but no one does it like this guy. He's got the arm. He just needs the accuracy a little bit more, and he's what 23 years old. Like he's
a lot of time to improve.
He's such a hard worker. Like I know that's like cliche, but like he's out here like grinding. Like,
first man in, last man out.
Really wants like no, but like you love to see that too. Like look at Baker Mayfield, guys doing all these commercials his first year after he has a good year, and he fucking stinks. Lamar's out here just like. He wants to be great.
Baker's got the Browns at what?
8-3.
8-3.
And he's been garbage.
The running game has got the Browns at 8.
I think Lamar Jackson isn't as bad as this, but I don't think his like
he's not the MVP. Lamar Jackson.
He's not an MVP year in year out kind of guy.
Here, I'll say something about Lamar nice about him. At least the Ravens didn't just draft a semi-mobile quarterback in the second round, and your starting quarterback's playing awfully.
We're not doing that conversation right now.
Who are we talking about? Jalen Hurts?
I hate you.
So we appreciate having you on, Pops. Is there anything else you want to say before we let you go?
I just appreciate you guys having me on. It's a pleasure.
Good meeting.
Love listening to the show too.
You're breaking up.
Great listen every week.
Yep.
My Wi-Fi kind of stinks, but yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Of course, man.
Good meeting.
Good meeting.
Yeah, great meeting. Have a great night. Thanks.
Good meeting.
Yeah.
At no point.
At no point.
was I attacked by a bear, let alone encounter one.
How'd you become a Ravens fan?
I just like when I was like 10
Huge
years old.
Joe Flacco guy.
Football. I just big Ray Lewis fan, Ed Reed fan. Just watching.
That's a really easy team to like.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not Ray Lewis, but
yeah,
great guy.
He did kill a guy.
Innocent. I get in that argument probably like 3 times a month.
it's the best. It's so fun.
That's awesome.
It's like me. I'm a big OJ fan.
Well, OJ actually is innocent. I actually believe that, right? Like OJ Simpson didn't kill them.
I'm honestly on that too.
His son did. His son did it.
My freshman
It was
year.
Charlie.
No, it was his son. It was
No, it
OJ's
was
kid.
It was Charlie. Charlie did it. You never saw that interview there?
I had like a human communications class, and we had to make speeches. And for some reason, I just did mine on OJ Simpson.
Oh no!
My teacher was just like astonished the whole time as I'm.
That's awesome.
No, like a couple of years ago, there was an interview they did when he was releasing that book about if I did it.
Oh yeah.
he did an interview. It never aired, and they aired it recently, like a couple years ago, and it's maybe one of the funniest fucking things. He's just sitting there. He is talking about this dude Charlie. Charlie was at the house with him, but it was just so. You gotta find it. It's insane how he like reacts to things in it.
How
It's
about that
amazing.
that came out when he just hypothetically said he had to kill like his wife or whatever though?
Yeah, if I did it, it was that book.
Oh, was it from
He
that
he
one?
was doing an interview about that book,
Yeah.
and he was saying that this dude Charlie was with him at the scene when he was like watching it. It was he was like watching in the window, and it was just
This Twitter's electric.
This is absolutely going at the end of the podcast, by the way.
that's fine.
Okay, let's get back to
I
it.
mean, OJ's innocent. That's all you need to know. His son killed him, but OJ's innocent.
But
He covered
he's
it up. He knew about it. He covered it up. He definitely was there, and he covered it up.
He doesn't even have CTE. He's just pretending.
Okay, so
Buffalo Bill's great. OJ Simpson.
Pops,